and lean up. Can it lean? No. It can lean back, but it can't lean down. I wish this could lean down just a little bit more. Hold on, tighten this up. Okay, we're going to be talking about PCOS. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to get in here. I can't even see because, okay, we're gonna let some people get in here before we get to talking. Hello. Good morning, everybody. I told y'all I was back with the real content today. I was not playing. My little rants are cool, my little just chill, but I actually have shit I want to talk about. And we're going to talk about PCOS today. We're about to have a conversation about PCOS. This is really for women, so I have no idea. I'm not really thinking about that right now. Maybe. All right, but I want to talk about what PCOS is. Because I told y'all, I'm really turning this channel. Yes, I'm going to still do my twerk fitness videos for y'all because I know y'all love them. But I want this to be like an overall fitness and health page. So I'm going to start talking about health, fitness, different things on this page. So the first thing I want to talk about is PCOS because I feel like I think men should know about it too because women are affected by it. So you'll know certain things like with your partner or about women and stuff. So men cannot get PCOS. It's only women. So Benjamin from Stray Kids, yeah, I don't know, but so what is PCOS? PCOS is something that I self-diagnosed myself. And the only reason why I know is because I have every single symptom that pretty much comes with PCOS. So I know for a fact I have PCOS. No, my doctor never said you have PCOS, but I'll get into things that my doctor has told me that makes me think that I have PCOS. But I know that if I went and got tested, I would have PCOS. I have damn near every single symptom besides the acne prone like face, but I do get acne bumps on my chest. So I think that that's also another thing. Like just because it's not on my face doesn't mean anything. It's still, I got the pimple patches on. That's also a sign of PCOS. So let's read the actual definition and then I'll break it down. So PCOS is a hormonal disorder common in women of the reproduction age. Hold on. I can't read that. It says affecting 5 to 13% of women with symptoms including irregular periods, excess male hormones, which is androgens, and polycystic ovaries on an ultrasound. So, when I want to say, when did I get put on birth control? I think I was 17. I got put on birth control because I'm trying to think of what age is. Like, I want to say majority of so it started in high school because I didn't start my period until really late, which I think that might be a sign too. I didn't start my period until my 8th grade year. Almost going in high school is when I started my period. Or was I in 7th grade? No, I was in 8th grade when I started my period. And that's kind of late. I feel like I was almost in high school when I started. It was like right before turning 15, I started my period. But I used to have irregular periods to the point where I would go months and months and months without having a period. That is a sign of PCOS. Now that I'm grown, my shit is a lot more regulated now. I get it every month. But there was a period of time growing up that I would go months, like 3 months. Like I remember I went the whole summer one year in high school without ever getting a period. And I wasn't sexually active. I didn't become sexually active until going into my senior year. So I knew I wasn't pregnant or anything because I wasn't having sex. But it was just really weird, which I liked it because I'm like, I hate having my period. I'm like, cool. But that is also like, that was like the first sign that I seen that I had PCOS. So after me being a regular for so long, I think when I was like 17, I went and got put on birth control. When I went to go get put on birth control, I had cysts on my ovaries. That is also another symptom. It says it right, where's it at? Polycystic ovaries on the ultrasound. I had a huge cyst on my ovaries. My doctor was like, it's huge. I remember when it popped, it hurt so bad. My doctor was telling me like, basically like, that could affect you from having kids or whatever, your cyst on your ovaries and stuff. And then also, because I know a lot of y'all are new to me, you haven't known me forever. But growing up, I was a big kid. And then, well, my weight fluctuated. I lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. But by my high school year, I was pretty big. I was pushing 200 pounds. And that's a lot for a high schooler. I was over 200 pounds. I was probably like 230, 240, 250. I was big. By my like sophomore year, I had gained the most weight I've ever been. Yes. Hold on, I'm trying to think of where I was going with this. So by the time I got put on birth control, I had lost all my weight. I think I was like 135 pounds, which for me to be tall, you have to imagine how skinny that is. That's like really tiny because I'm tall. You have to figure in my height too. I was thick. Still curvy though. But anyways, so when I went to the doctor to get put on birth control, and she was asking me about different symptoms, different signs, and like different things, because I used to be really thirsty, and I still to this day drink a lot, but just different things that she asked me, and just my regular periods and everything. She was basically telling me that there are signs that I could have diabetes, which that is also one of the symptoms of PCOS, which once I get down the list, it'll be on there. But she told me, basically, she told me that I didn't have anything to worry about. Like I didn't need to take diabetic medicine or anything because I was healthy. I had a lot, like she said, I was a healthy weight, and then I was very active. I worked out and stuff. So she was like, you're already doing the right shit. So we're not gonna put you on no medicine or anything. I'm like, cool. So those are all like the symptoms of PCOS. And then also another symptom, which I'm really not embarrassed, I don't care. When I started growing leg hair, like in middle school and stuff, when I started growing like hair, on my legs and stuff, when you start getting older and it's time to start shaving your armpits and stuff, my hair is really thick, like really thick, coarse hair. And that's also like another sign of PCOS. Like, I'm grateful because there are girls who have like full-on beards growing all the way down. I do have a little bit of sideburnage, but my sideburns aren't that bad. I do get a couple little hairs down here, but that's pretty normal. But some girls have like, some girls, hold on, I'm trying to get rid of the hate comments. Some girls, oh, sorry, I blocked the wrong person. You know that you don't have to watch my videos, right? You don't gotta watch my videos. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So, don't ignore the trolls. If they had anything better to do, they wouldn't be watching the live. They clearly don't have nothing to do, so just let them, run the views up and get us put in the algorithm so we can make more money. Anyways, so thank you for blocking them. I block. I do not I don't argue with trolls. I don't got the energy. If you got time to make a fake page and troll somebody, you probably need to go talk to a psychologist, especially if you're grown as hell. There's something wrong with you. you're deeply disturbed. But anyways, we're gonna get back to what we're talking about. But somebody said nah, because it's almost Thanksgiving and they're broke and can't eat. I think that that's what it is. I'm screaming. Okay, so I'm talking about PCOS. Hold on, guys. I got a little, yeah, they're hangry, broke as hell, hungry, hating. Some of them need to fast. Some of them are big enough. They don't need to eat fucking Thanksgiving dinner. They can miss a couple Thanksgiving dinners and probably feel better. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So, for real, I know. But but I'm trying to be serious, guys. I'm like, so PCOS has really affected my wife a lot. She's on birth control, trying to control it. Yes, I'm telling you, it's been, and I it's like, I think it even affects your mood because it affects your hormonal balance. So then that's also got me feeling like maybe like the moodiness that I have sometimes, maybe that's linked to my PCOS. Maybe it's not linked to whatever they try to say was bipolar. Maybe it's linked to having my PCOS and having a hormonal imbalance because it directly affects your mood. So we're gonna go through all this stuff. But basically, it can make it really hard for you to have children. Do you guys have kids? New into the room, does obesity impact this too? Like you're overweight, would you more likely to have it? I feel like that's hard to say because I feel like, you know what? When I lost my weight and I wasn't overweight because I used to be big, my periods became regular again. And then also, you might be onto something. I used to get really bad cramps. I used to get extremely... Oh, she literally just got assessed with bipolar and no, we can't have any kids. Bro, there needs to be a study on the link to PCOS with mood disorders, because that's where your wife just got assessed with bipolar disorder. That's what they hit me with. And she can't have kids. Bro, I'm telling you, it's probably all linked. See, therapists and doctors are so smart, but sometimes you can be so smart that you're stupid. And I really feel like there's a link to it because that's just a fucking coincidence. And it says that it affects your hormonal balance, which affects your mood, which has to do with mood disorders. But we're talking about PCOS. So, and also, I used to get really bad. This makes so much sense. I've been studying neuro and the hormones affect so much, and I've seen this pattern too. It does make sense. And we're probably not bipolar. It's probably just a hormonal imbalance. And the bipolar medicine probably ain't even gonna help you. We probably need like something to balance out our hormones better. That literally affects your mood. That makes sense. But I used to get really bad cramps. Can I have a mod to get rid of the trolls? Yes. Yes, I will make you my mod. Add as a moderator. But anyways, so I used to get really bad cramps, like to the point where it would be like, you're welcome and thank you for modding. To the point where it would be like I would be sick. Like I remember like laying on my desk sometimes. Happy birthday. And my cramps just affected me so bad. But I noticed that once I lost the weight, because I lost a whole bunch of weight, my period got regulated, and those cramps that I used to get so bad, they went away. So it could have to do with your weight. Like you could be more susceptible to PCOS. Thank you, love, you're pretty. Thank you. It could be acceptable to PCOS or whatever. So, so it says disorder resulting in an imbalance of reproductive hormones, particularly in excessive androgens. So androgens, what percent of Black women have PCOS? Now they are going to overmod you. Should have never gave them that power. No, nobody can overmod me. I love having mods because I like to be able to talk and not focus on the comments. So what are androgens? So androgens are male hormones which give you that excess hair. Like you ever seen girls with like full on beards and like super super hairy? It's not anything that they can help. Like it's literally from PCOS. It causes a growth hormone, and some girls are worse than others. And my wife has PCOS and all those symptoms. Yes, yes. I'm also looking into the nerve issue being affected. She also got so many daily nerve issues. Like when you say nerve issues, like what do you mean? Look at all these concerned partners. I know, y'all are so cute looking out for your girls. She fine as hell. Stop all the negatives. It's just a troll. Motherfuckers ain't got shit going on. They want to go live. Spasms and twitches. Ooh, you know what? I get really bad cramps. For real, y'all jealous. Very jealous. Because why are you watching somebody you don't like? Like, there's so much you could do with your time. You could go work out. You could eat a salad. You could go read a book. You could get another job. Because clearly you got so much time. Thank you. Because clearly you got so much time to be on my page. So it's like, why don't you go do something you like? Our women go through so much. We try to help. Yeah. I get really bad cramps. I get them in my calves and I get them in my foot. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but what else was I gonna say? She has that, and they have to take Metronin and other things after losing 6 babies. She was sent to the I can't read that word, and we found out it was PCOS. Yeah, I've never been pregnant, ever. Like, I've never had an abortion. I've never been pregnant in all my 30 years of life. And I've dated 2 people that were trying to get me pregnant. Like, I'm not saying that I can't, because I know God's timing. And I've heard so many people, I have a foot fetish, y'all are crazy. I know so many people who thought they couldn't have kids. Like my friend, she went all the way up. She didn't have her first baby till she was 31. No, 30 or 31. She used to say, oh, I can't get pregnant. She got pregnant at 30. So I'm not saying that I can't, but I love the Dallas Cowboys. It says common symptoms includes irregular or absent menstrual cycles. That was my first symptom of my PCOS. Yes, don't harass me. I actually like being harassed, because as much as the trolls don't understand, you're just helping my page. And the trolls be the main ones that be watching your every move. So shout out to the trolls for getting us monetized. So I told y'all, the irregular or absent menstrual cycles. That was like my first, yes, they are stalkers. It's scary. That was the first time shout out to Yonder and Bishop, Dope New Buggy. That was my first symptom of knowing that I had PCOS, was me not having periods for all those times, but I just didn't know. I never really had acne. I've always pretty much had clear skin, so that was never a part. But I've always been really hairy. Like my legs, everything's just, like I have thick, coarse hair. I've always been like that. And then difficulty getting pregnant. I've never been pregnant in my life. It says diagnoses typically requires meeting two of the following or three criteria. So they test your androgen levels, which are your male hormones, your irregular periods, or polycystic appearing ovaries on an ultrasound. I have all three. I had the first time I went to the gynecologist when I was 17, I think. That's when I got put on birth control. She did um, a she did an ultrasound on my ovaries, and I had a big cyst. Thank you. I had a huge cyst on my ovaries. So I pretty much know I have PCOS. And then that's the next thing. Ovarian cysts are usually small filled sac follicles. And I think the cysts kind of block your ovaries, which make it hard for you to get pregnant. But I had a huge one, and she even said that. She was like, you may have a difficulty getting pregnant. Like, she was like, this could affect you having a baby. But I was like 17 at the time, so I was like, shit, I ain't trying to get pregnant right now anyway. Okay. And then insulin resistance, which insulin resistance is directly tied to diabetes. And y'all remember how I told y'all like certain symptoms my doctor was asking me? She was basically telling me like, you have symptoms of diabetes. But she said, yes, it's a nose piercing. Like, what? Like, some of y'all are so childish. Like, I'm 30 years old, bro. Like, this is not high school. I think that that's the biggest thing with social media. It's like the high school lunchroom. A lot of y'all are some old ass big kids, and it's really sad. A lot of y'all did not grow up. Like, we're not childish over here. Please take that shit to somewhere else. Go watch Rakai. Rakai is 17. If you want to be childish, go watch a child. We're 30 over here. Like, please grow up. Yes. So, insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is directly tied to diabetes. When you have an insulin resistance, you're diabetic. She told me I had symptoms of being diabetic, but she told me I didn't have to take medication because I'm my active lifestyle and stuff. So she was like, you're fine. There's more, hold on, but I can't really read it because of the comments. Good afternoon. It says health risks. Untreated PCOS can increase the risk of developing other serious health problems, including type 2 diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and endometrial cancer. It is also linked to high risk of depression and anxiety. Guys, I'm on fucking anxiety medication, and I've been dealing with depression since I was in 8th grade. It's all mental health. It's all linked to the PCOS. Literally. The reason why they don't have a big study on PCOS because it only affects a small percentage of women. That's why it's not as big. And then it says impact on pregnancy and treatment. It says you can be on medication, but the main focus is lifestyle changes. So working out. Certain foods can mess with your PCOS more than others, like high like acidic foods and certain stuff like that. Really, anything that's like, I'm trying to think there's a better word for it. You're doing. I get paid to do the TikToks. That's the difference. I don't give a fuck if I was 100. I am getting paid to do the TikToks. You're being childish for free. TikToks that get me paid, or being a negative, drama-filled loser at 30 plus for $0. At least if I was to start some beef on here, I would be getting paid. Can you see the loser in this? Can you see the loser in this? You're a loser. Anyways, so basically the focus on managing symptoms, exercise, diet change, all that stuff, which I've already been focusing on that. But, and then is there a last slide? There is no cure, but treatments focusing on managing symptoms can include lifestyle changes, diet, and exercise, medications to regulate periods and improve insulin sensitivity and reduce androgen levels. It says 0. I have never had an abortion. Ever. I've never been pregnant. You know what's crazy? If you get gestational diabetes, you have a higher stroke risk. That's crazy. And another thing, even if I have had abortions, why do y'all care? Like, y'all be so invested on a person. It's like, why do, ask yourself, what the fuck does this have to do with me? Even if I've had any abortions, why do you care? Some of y'all, I'm praying that you get some hobbies or something, because y'all be so invested on a bitch and you ain't even making no money. Anyways. It says PCOS is mostly affected by hormonal disorder among women childbearing age, affecting 1 to 10 to 13. It says 1 in 10 to 13 in 100. So 13%, exactly. Never will be paying your bills. Sad lives, really. Very sad. It says it could be anyone after puberty is detected in women in 20s and 30s. They're very miserable. Very miserable. That's because they really want to go live, but nobody gives a fuck what they have to say. So they think that they can come and try to, I mean, you're not hurting my live. By coming in my live and spewing out negativity, you're not hurting my live. Every time you go and you type in my name, TikTok is pushing me out in the algorithm. So knock yourself out. I need that 100K plaque, baby. And if the trolls is gonna help me, then troll on. Okay. But yes, this was just my little spiel about PCOS and how it affects you. And this is one thing I want to say, and this is for the guys who are talking about their wives that have it. Get them some spearmint tea. Spearmint tea is really, really good. And let me tell you why. Don't worry, it's about love. I'm here to support you and uplift you. Thank you. Y'all all do. It's just a couple. I already know who the trolls are. It's a mad, ugly, fat bitch that's sitting in a corner angry because she's fat, and instead of getting up and working out, she wants to body shame somebody who's in 100 times more shape than her. And by sitting there picking apart somebody else, by looking at somebody else's life, it makes her feel better about her shitty ass life. So when you can sit there and you can look at everybody else's faults and you can talk down on somebody else, and you so worried about somebody else's business and you trying to expose somebody else's business, that's because you have shit going on and you don't want anybody looking at you. Everybody else loves me. It's just a couple elephants who are mad that they're elephants. And instead of taking that energy and just going and hitting the gym and listen, I'm not taking diet advice to a bitch that's 500 pounds. If anything, you should be taking diet advice from me. Because clearly whatever I'm doing is working. And what you're doing is not working. I just tried on a size 14 yesterday and the waist was big. Baby, I'm a size 12. Some of you bitches are like size 30s. Look in the mirror. But anyways, we're not thinking about the miserable. We want to support you. Screw those fools. Demon, vampire, spirits. Yes. Like when you be around a demon, it's really scary because demons don't stop. You be looking at a bitch like, so you're gonna do this all day, every day. You don't have nothing else better to do. You don't have a boyfriend. You don't have no family to go visit. You don't got no hobbies. You just wanna bicker every day, all day. You're a demon. You're a demon. That's not rude. We need to start telling bitches that they're fat. That's not me. It's the truth. Go work out and stop trying to hate on somebody else. That's part of your problem. You're insecure as hell. I used to be insecure. I used to be fat. I know. I know what it's like to look in the mirror and not like yourself and look at other people and be insecure because you're like, you know, I've been there. I know. It's not a good feeling. I used to hate looking at myself in the mirror. That literally, I didn't like the way I looked. And that's when, you know what I did? I went on a diet and I started working out and I lost weight. I lost the weight. It's not even just black women, because I'm not even talking about black women. I'm actually talking about the other color right now. But I would like to help our community. I know, I should have said. I would like to help our community get back healthy. But back to what I was talking about. I'm so sidetracked. Get your wife some spearmint tea. Helps with digestion and reduces bloating because, and I still have a little bit of a PCOS stomach. Even when I was at my skinniest, I just want to show you. This little hangy skin right here, this is from PCOS. Even at my skinniest, because I'm almost back to my skinniest. Even at my skinniest, I could not lose this little part. It's a part that's called the PCOS belly. So that's what it does. It reduces the bloating because we bloat and we have like a little pouch right here. Thank you. And it says promote digestion and reduces stress, balances our hormones, which our hormones affect our mood, and it reduces the androgens, or like the male-like hormones that make us have acne and like excess hair, and it's supposed to help regulate your period. Is there anything else? Hold on. Improves skin health. Oh yeah, and it's good for your skin, which people with a lot of acne prone skin, chances are you have PCOS. My ladies that break out really, really bad, like, I'm not talking about a pimple here and there. I'm talking about excess acne, like really bad acne and has problems controlling it or regulating it. Chances are it's PCOS. But this was just my little spiel on what PCOS is, and I may do another video on here too. I wrote some stuff down on what I want to do, so I'll be back. I already ate a sandwich. It was delicious. It was a pork chop sandwich, but I got my stomach bubbling. That's why I don't eat pork, dog. I think I'm gonna throw the rest of them pork chops away, bro. Because, man, my stomach was bubbling this morning too. I'm like, what the hell? It's from the pork. But them little pork chops was good. I only eat pork once a year, so if that. And the only person I used to eat pork chop was my granny. Rest her soul, she's no longer living. My granny used to make the best pork chops. I miss her. She used to make them just for me. Every time we go to South Carolina, I'd be like, Granny, can you make pork chops? And she'd make the pork chops for me. Because my grandmother didn't cook shit like that. My grandma cooked like a white woman. Like, she only made chicken breasts. What else? Chicken breasts. My grandma never fried regular chicken. Like how we be having like chicken wings and stuff. That never went in our house. No dark meat in the house. My grandma did not cook any type of pork chops. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah. I miss that southern cooking. But yeah, I'm about to get off. I love y'all, and hopefully this was helpful. And sorry if I offended anybody about their weight in this video. I was not trying to be mean. But I'm always getting body shamed by women who are literally 100+ pounds bigger than me. So sometimes you have to hurt somebody's feelings because they think it's okay to hurt yours. And you could really dog them out and you're really trying to be graceful. So I'm not a body shamer. I used to be a big girl. I know what it's like. But when you're a big girl and you trying to be a mean girl, I'm gonna go there. Yes, they should not throw stones in a glass house. Thank you. Make sure that your life is okay before you speak on mine, because I'm gonna go there. Especially because I know how insecure a big woman is, because I was a big woman before. I know how insecure I used to be. I know that shit hurts your feelings. I know what it's like getting up every day and looking in the mirror, or when you have to go shop for clothes. I know what that feeling is like. Trust me. That's why I made changes in my life, because I hated that feeling. But I wasn't mean to somebody just because they had a better body than me. That's when you need to start looking in the mirror. And it's funny because the people that y'all be hating on, you can actually take notes and learn from. But some of y'all be so envious that you miss that part of it and wonder why you're stuck. Anyways, I love y'all. Shout out to my supporters. Shout out to the trolls that keep making fake pages and coming and watching every single video. And I love y'all. You wanna know why I love the trolls? Because the trolls watch from the beginning to the end. And guess what? That helps my CPM go up. It helps my... Actually, now, I'm glad that you called me an ape, because now I'm about to do a study lesson with you. Black people are the only people on earth who doesn't have Neanderthal in their blood. What is a Neanderthal? It's an animal. So technically, you guys come from monkeys and apes. We don't, and this is scientifically proven. You can go look this up. So, but yeah, they just help with engagement. It's funny. It's hilarious. You're just putting me out there more. But I love y'all, and I'm about to get off. I'll be back on because I got more videos I want to make.